Echoes of Indian Grace India. The traditional dances of India that mesmerized the entire world. A journey through rhythm, culture, and timeless grace, India is not just a land of history, temples, and traditions, it is a land where art speaks through expressions, rhythm, and graceful movements. For centuries, Indian classical dancers have carried stories of devotion, culture, emotions, and spirituality from one generation to another. Every step, every hand gesture, and every expression holds a deeper meaning rooted in ancient traditions. From the elegance of Bharatanatyam to the storytelling beauty of Kathak, each dance form reflects the rich cultural soul of India. So today, let us explore the timeless beauty and divine grace of India's classical dances. Bharatanatyam, Tamil Nadu. Originated over 2000 years ago in the temples of Tamil Nadu. It was traditionally performed by Devadas, women who dedicated their lives to serving and worshipping the divine through dance and music. This sacred art form was used to narrate stories from ancient Hindu scriptures like the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and the Puranas. Every movement and expression carried deep spiritual meaning and devotion. Over time, Bharatanatyam evolved from temple rituals into one of India's most respected classical dance forms, admired today for its grace, discipline, and timeless cultural beauty. Sequence of dances. A traditional Bharatanatyam Arangetram dance performance follows a 7 to 8 part order of presentation. This set is called Magam. Pushpanjali. The Arangetram performance typically begins with a dance called the Pushpanjali, which translates to offering of flowers. Alarippu. The presentation can also begin with a rhythmic invocation, Vandana, called the Alarippu. Jatishwaram. The next stage of the performance adds melody to the movement of Alarippu, and this is called Jatishwaram. Shabdam. The performance sequence then adds Shabdam, expressed words. This is the first item of Magam where expressions are introduced. Varnam. The performance thereafter evolves into the Varnam stage. This marks the arrival into the sanctum sanctorum core of the performance. Padam. The Padam is next. This is the stage of reverence, of simplicity, of Abhinay, expression, of the solemn spiritual message or devotional religious prayer, Bhakti. The music is lighter, the chant intimate, the dance emotional. Tilana. The performance sequence ends with a Tilana, the climax. It closes out the Nritya portion, the movements exit the temple of expressive dance, returning to the Nritta style, where a series of pure movement and music are rhythmically performed. Therewith the performance ends. Shlokam or Mangalam. The seventh and final item in the sequence can be either a Shlokam or a Mangalam. The dancer calls for blessings on the people all around. Kathak, Uttar Pradesh. Kathak is one of the 8 major forms of Indian classical dance. Its origin is attributed to the traveling bards in ancient northern India known as Kathakar, storyteller, who communicated stories from the Hindu epics through dance, songs, and music. Its name derives from the Sanskrit word Katha, which means story, and Kathakar, which means the one who tells a story, or to do with stories. The term Kathakas in the sense of storytellers appears in ancient Hindu texts, such as the Mahabharata, Vidvidanga Vidwasatya Adhyatmachitka. Chokshascha Bhagavad Bhaktah Surtaha Pauranikascha ye do Kathakaschapre Rajanshramanascha Vanoksa. Divyakyanani ye chapi pathanti madhurum dvijahatin. Pure dance, Nritta. The Nritta performance starts off with a That sequence, which is a slower graceful movement of wrists, neck, and eyebrows. Thereafter, the dancer gradually increases speed and energy, while completing a sequence of bol, mnemonic syllables in Indian tradition. Expressive dance, Nritya. The expressive, Nritya, stage of the Kathak dance, in Hindu dress. Nritya is a slower and expressive aspect of Kathak that attempts to communicate feelings and storyline, particularly with spiritual themes in Hindu dance traditions. In a Nritya, the dance expands to include words, musical notes, and gestures to articulate a legend or message. Kathakali, Kerala. Kathakali is one of India's most visually powerful classical dance forms, originating from the culturally rich state of Kerala. Recognized as one of the 8 classical dances of India, Kathakali is famous for its elaborate costumes, vibrant face makeup, dramatic expressions, and intense storytelling. This dance form traditionally presents stories from ancient Indian epics like the Ramayana and Mahabharata through powerful acting and symbolic gestures. Sequence of dance. A Kathakali performance typically starts with artists tuning their instruments and warming up with beats, signaling to the arriving audience that the artists are getting ready and the preparations are on. The repertoire includes a series of performances. First comes the Thodiyam and Purpadu performances, which are preliminary, pure, abstract dances that emphasize skill in pure motion. Thodiyam is performed behind a curtain and without all the costumes, while Purpadu is performed without the curtain and in full costumes. The expressive part of the performance, which constitutes the dance drama, is split into 4 types. Kalasham, major and most common. Erati, special, used with battles-related Chempata rhythm. Phonkaram, similar to Erati but different music. And Nalanirati, used for exits or link between the chapters of the play. The entrance of characters onto the Kathakali stage can be varied. Many of these ways are not found in other major Indian classical dance traditions. Kathakali employs several methods: direct without special effects or curtain through the audience, a method that engages the audience, led by torchbearers since Kathakali is typically a night performance tease in suspense called Nokku or Tirashila or Tiranikku, where the character is slowly revealed by the use of a curtain. The tease method is typically used for characters with hidden, dangerous intentions. Odissi, Orissa. Odissi is one of the oldest and most graceful classical dance forms of India, originating from the sacred temples of Orissa. Recognized as one of India's 8 classical dances, Odissi is deeply connected to devotion, spirituality, and temple traditions. The dance is known for its fluid movements, elegant postures, expressive storytelling, and beautifully sculpted poses inspired by ancient temple carvings. Traditionally performed as an offering to Lord Jagannath, Odissi reflects themes of love, devotion, and divine beauty through gentle expressions and rhythmic movements. In Guinness World Records. Guinness World Records has acknowledged the feat of the largest congregation of Odissi dancers in a single event. 555 Odissi dancers performed at the event hosted on the 23rd of December 2011 in the Kalinga Stadium, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. The dancers performed the Mangalacharan, Vattu, Pallavi, Abhinay and Moksha dance items from the Odissi repertoire. Odissi maestros and performers. Kelucharan Mohapatra, Pankaj Charan Das, Deba Prasad Das and Raghunath Datta were the 4 major gurus who revived Odissi in the late 40s and early 50s. Sanjukta Panigrahi was a leading disciple of Kelucharan Mohapatra who popularized Odissi by performing in India and abroad. Sequence. The 3 primary dance positions in Odissi are Chauka, the square position, with weight equally placed on the 2 legs in a squatting position, spine straight, arms raised up with elbows bent. Abhanga, the body weight shifts to 1 foot, while the feet and knees are kept forward in a standing position, 1 hip extending sideways and torso deflected away from supporting leg. 71. Tribhanga is an S-shaped 3-fold bending of body, with torso deflecting in one direction while the head and hips deflecting in the opposite direction of torso. Further, the hands and legs frame the body into a composite of 2 squares, rectangle, providing an aesthetic frame of reference. This is described in the ancient Sanskrit texts, and forms of it are found in other Hindu dance arts, but Tribhanga postures developed most in and are distinctive to Odissi, and they are found in historic Hindu temple reliefs.